Hi, everybody. I wanted to drop in and have a live today just to see if anyone had any questions about the Brave Art and Creative Wellness collage workshops that I'm going to be kicking off this Friday. There's one that meets Fridays from 10:30 to 12:30 p.m., 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Friday mornings. One that meets the same time Saturday mornings, and then I added one this session that is 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Friday evenings. All these times are Central Standard Time in Chicago. Um, yeah, and we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm really excited. Got some people signed up already, and I would love to have some more people sign up. So if you are on the fence, let me know what your questions are. I will start off just while I'm waiting for people to come in. Just to give you some high level information. So this 5-week session is going to be completely collage. That can mean different things to different people. For the purposes of this, well, at least the beginnings, we're going to be using magazine pages. So save your magazines, any junk mail that looks cool, just any paper goods that you have that you might want to use. We'll be using, each week we'll do a different type of focus on collage. So one week we might do black and white. One week we might do like a monochrome, something where we just use shades of blue or shades of red. You could certainly pick your own color that you want to work with, but we'll be doing variations like that. So again, this is for collage, all 5 weeks, but we'll be doing different types or different focuses each week. So a question that I get a lot, and please type in any comments into the, or any questions into the chat. Question that I get a lot is, hey, I'm not an artist, so I'm not sure if I should do the workshop. This is a very different type of art class. So this is very much just about mindfulness and the process of making art. It is not about painting the best group of flowers or anything like that. You don't need to have any technical skills at all. If you can cut paper or tear paper and use scissors and use glue or tape, then you're ready for this. Then you're ready for this workshop. Again, when I say it's about the process of making art, I really mean that it's about having fun and feeling present during that art making time. So if I see some red paper, right here, little red scrap. If I see this and I think, ooh, I'm going to use that, like that's pretty cool. And then I want to honor that impulse to use it. If I wait and my brain starts kicking in and saying, oh, I never really use red though. What would it even be? What would I use with it? Right? That's the thinking that we're trying to just push aside during this time. So we're trying to really honor your impulses and trust yourself and trust your intuition that, hey, for whatever reason, you were drawn to this red piece. So why not try the red piece? Oh, good, Linda. Yes, make sure that you sign up if you're not already signed up, because it will be, this is the last couple days. So it starts this Friday, April 7th, and it goes for the next 5 weeks. So there's 2 sessions on Friday, 1 session on Saturday, and it's a 5-week long course. So let's see. As I was saying, so from a collage perspective, you don't need to have any skills, any formal training to do this, but you will end up every single week with a souvenir of sorts to take with you or to have with you. At the end of the 5 weeks, I like to do a group witness, which basically just means looking at all 5 pieces that you did during the session, during the workshops. And we do kind of a group witness where we put all the art in front of us and do a little free writing just to see if we notice any similarities across the work, if we notice we've, grown in some area or tried to focus on a different area. You'd be surprised at how many things you'd have in common, because when you're working from yourself without any individual people, and therefore we would express ourselves creatively in very specific ways that are coming from ourselves. So anything I make if I trust myself and focus on just doing what feels natural to me rather than trying to be something else, everything that I make sooner or later is going to start to look like it was made by me. And the same thing for Linda. So if Linda makes, 100 pieces of art, I would assume that the more pieces of art she makes, the more and more and more she trusts herself and focuses on what feels right to her, the more her work is also going to look cohesively like Linda's art. Yeah, I mentioned that there's going to be 3 sessions. I'm not sure who all was on when I said that. So it's going to be 3 sessions. The same 2 sessions that I offered last time for the last 5-week session. So it's 10:30 to 12:30 p.m., 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Chicago time, Friday mornings and Saturday mornings. And then I added a new session, 7 to 9 p.m. Friday evenings. So my weekends will be full of art making, which I'm really excited about. And the 7 to 9 p.m. has opened up some possibilities for my friends on the other side of the planet. So Australia, New Zealand, also just night owls, people who work corporate jobs and don't like to get up early on Saturday mornings. That works for everyone else too. So my goal is to give everyone options so that if you want to join, you at least have a time that you can make work if you'd like. What else did I want to say? Oh, similarly to the free session, these will not be recorded. So if you're in a free session, you may have, noticed that people are often willing to be brave and vulnerable and share their thoughts and feelings. And I want to respect that and honor their willingness to be brave and vulnerable and not post it on the internet to live forever. So nothing is ever recorded. I'm recording this Q&A, but that's because I'm the one doing the talking. And so unfortunately, that means if you have to miss a class, then you have to miss a class. There's no ability to make it up. That said, last time we had some people that had to miss for one reason or another. So I could still give you whatever, our project was going to be, and you can still do it on your own. Or we'll have a free choice opportunity at the end, the last sessions. So at that point, you can also choose to do whatever the assignment was that you missed at that time. Each workshop, the duration of each workshop is 2 hours. So we do spend a lot of time making art, writing, and sharing. Those are the 3 things that take the most time. In the beginning, the first few sessions, I'll be talking more just to make sure everyone's on the same page and that everyone has, just the same understanding of what we're going to be doing in each step and fully understands just the process we're using. After that, we will be going into the art making much faster and spending more time making art. We'll probably be spending about an hour once we get going making art, and then 10 or 15 minutes writing, and then the rest of the time sharing and just chatting about what we've learned, what we've been noticing, things like that. People ask, do I have to share? No, you never have to share what you've written. You never have to share. I mean, if it's really, really personal, you really never have to share your art, though I'd love it if you did. But you are in charge of guarding yourself and your safety however you choose. So you never have to share your art or your writing. But if you do share, we ask that you would just share some of what you've written or all of what you've written. So there's no need for commentary or adding any extra verbiage or explanation. All you have to do is read what you've written on the page, and it's really a record for you of witnessing yourself and the thoughts that you've written down. It doesn't matter what the rest of us think. If we know the full story about anything, that's totally aside, because this is for you. It's not for us. What else? What else? Oh, so the free workshops, if anyone was at the free workshops, let me know. Um, the free workshops were pretty big this time. So I think we had about 30 people in one, about 50 people total, probably. So maybe 60. I don't know. Um, those are pretty big groups, right? 30 and 30. The small groups for the 5-week sessions will be significantly smaller, significantly. This will be about 5 people max, maybe 6, but a very small group. The goal of that, or the reason for that, is just to make sure that everyone feels safe. Because again, if we are feeling vulnerable, it's hard enough in life to be vulnerable with one other person. So keeping it a small group is much easier than with a huge crowd. Oh, hi, Denise. It's good to see you. It's so much better. Plus, over the weeks, you end up kind of forming like a little group with your group. It's really nice to have the same people. You kind of get to know each other. You it just becomes there's like this little magic in the air, and it just becomes like a bonded group because everyone's willing to share. And again, yeah, I think I said this maybe in the Saturday group, but it's a bit like shoot, I just lost my train of thought. What was I saying in the group? Something about the bonding. Wow, lost my train of thought. I was talking about it's right there. You know that feeling? It's just right there, but I can't quite get to it. Um, I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say, but it certainly is a bonding experience, and I found it to be wonderful. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Um, the thing that's nice is if I read something and I share something that might be an unpopular opinion or something I'm just groaning on about, and I share that with the group feeling vulnerable, and no one runs away. No one says, "Oh my gosh, Jackie, like blah blah blah, blah. You're a mess." That makes me feel better about myself, just because might have told myself for a while that people aren't going to want to be with me or spend time with me if they knew what I was thinking or knew how I was feeling about something. And these groups, when no one leaves and no one slams their laptop closed, it's it helps you remember that you're not as bad as you think you are if you think you're bad or if you think you're unlovable. Um, Hopefully, most of you don't feel that way. But I think we all have moments where we feel just lonely, when we feel things aren't going our way, we feel cranky or whatever else. And these groups are really welcoming because this community is amazing. And I've never had any issues at all with anyone infringing on someone else's safety or anything like that. So if you choose to share, know that you will be accepted no matter what you share. That's the importance of the no comment rule as well. There is a rule that's basically the only rule in the class that when someone else shares their art, we don't comment on it with good comments or bad comments. You can just say thank you and we move on. I'm so glad you had a good time, Denise. It was a great session on Saturday. Does anyone have any questions? If you do, please put it in the chat because I've basically gone over everything that I wanted to say. I don't see any questions coming through. I'll give you guys a few minutes. One of the reasons I chose collage this time is because I've been reading a book called Collage Care, which talks about how collage is really a it's almost that you're processing the things that you're choosing and placing together with your collage papers is a way of you kind of putting the pieces of your life together, on paper, but also reflecting what you'd like for your own life. And I thought that was such an interesting comparison because I'd never really thought about it before. But if you imagine all of us sitting around a table and I've given each of us the same 10 magazine pages, and I say, okay, find pieces that are, beautiful, meaningful, that stick out to you, tear those out, and then make a collage with it. We will still come up with very, very different looking collages. We might even use some of the same pieces, but they'll still be very different. And that's because we're all such different people, right? Everyone is very much an individual. We have common themes and we have common needs, but from a creative perspective, we are all very different people. Even people who don't think that they're creative. I have lots of friends in my life who don't consider themselves creative people. And I would argue that everyone is a creative person. It just depends on how you express your creativity. So my husband would probably not consider himself a creative person, but he also loves photography. So he likes doing kind of landscape photography out at national parks, things like that. Things that are much harder to do now that we have kids. But during his day job, it's a very kind of regimented, that's not probably a great word, but it's just a very much like a corporate job, right? He likes to solve problems for other businesses, and that's what he does. And for me, when I used to do work that was similar from a corporate setting perspective, I felt like I was like drowning and pretending to be something that I wasn't. But that's because I don't express my creativity through that work. And my husband does because he just has a different type of expression. So his problem solving at work is where he gets his. Sorry about the siren. Yeah, so we all just have different types of creativity. And I think as long as we're all using our creativity, that's what, in my opinion, makes life better. Whether we like listening to music, playing music, painting, dancing, whatever. All right, well, I don't see any more questions coming in. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments of this video. Or you can also email me. That is totally fine. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say. I don't think so. Let's see, Denise, what did you have to say? Oh, thank you. Thanks so much, Denise. The fact of me talking while I'm creating allows you to become part of my artistry. That's so nice. I'm so glad I'm so glad you like the workshop so much. I am just so pleased that you guys get it and that you find value in it too, because I find so much value in it. And I really think it does help make the world a little bit better. Because if we can make ourselves slow down a bit, calm down a bit, and kind of remember what's important to us, I think that can only make the world better because we can relate with other people better and find out more what makes them light up and help them light up more. And it's kind of a chain reaction. Oh, thanks, Angela. Well, thanks for joining me, everybody. I hope this answered some questions. Again, if you have other questions that I didn't answer here, please email me or comment in this video. And if you would like to join the workshop, I would absolutely love to have you. They do start on Friday. There's 2 on Friday, 1 on Saturday for 3 total options. And you can choose your options from a drop-down when you sign up. That's it. Have a wonderful day. and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.